Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's explainer is a really special one because we're looking at a truly monumental life. We're talking about a leader from South Africa whose actions, honestly, literally changed the course of history. Yep, we're talking about Nelson Mandela. We're going to break down his incredible journey from this unimaginable struggle to just absolute triumph. And we're using a foundational essay that captures the very essence of his legacy. It's a wildly powerful story, so let's just get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. What we're looking at today is a brief essay about Mandela. And even though it's practically just a single paragraph, it is absolutely packed. We're going to use this as our framework to really unpack the immense history it represents. We're basically going to pull this text apart step by step to truly understand his leadership and the philosophy he left behind for the rest of us. So, starting with Section 1, the fight against apartheid and standing against racial division.
The text kicks things off by stating plainly that Mandela fought against apartheid. Now, apartheid was a system that divided people by race, and I want you to really think about the gravity of that for a second. He wasn't just, fighting a specific policy or arguing with a political opponent. He was standing up against an entire deeply entrenched system that was literally designed to divide human beings based on the color of their skin. That was the staggering reality he lived in, and fighting against it, man, that required just an incomprehensible level of courage. Moving on to Section 2, imprisoned for his beliefs. This is all about the personal cost of his conviction.
The essay tells us that Mandela spent many years in jail for his beliefs. I just take a moment to let that sink in. Many years. The text is brief, sure, but the reality of losing a massive chunk of your life simply because you believe people shouldn't be divided by race, that is a profound sacrifice. This wasn't some abstract philosophy for him. It was a conviction he quite literally paid for with his own freedom. It really is the ultimate test of someone's resolve.
Let's move to Section 3 to see how this builds. First Black president, a historic milestone in 1994.
1994. This single number represents a total paradigm shift. The text explicitly notes that in 1994, he became South Africa's first Black president. Actually, think about that timeline. He transitioned from being a prisoner locked away for his beliefs, right, to suddenly being the leader of the exact same nation that imprisoned him. This year is the definitive breaking point of the apartheid system he fought his entire life. Truly the ultimate historical milestone.
Which brings us to Section 4, forgiveness and unity, bringing people together. And this right here brilliantly illustrates the central tension and the ultimate resolution of Mandela's life. We can contrast the system he defeated, apartheid, which was all about dividing people, with the philosophy he chose to implement when he finally got power, forgiveness, which is all about bringing people together. I mean, he could have chosen retribution. He had literally every reason to be bitter after spending many years in a cell. But instead, the text makes it incredibly clear he worked for peace and equality. He actively chose unity over further division. Let's isolate those principles exactly as they're laid out in the source text. Peace, equality, forgiveness, bringing people together. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that these weren't just, nice-sounding buzzwords. They were the tactical, strategic tools he used to heal a completely fractured nation. And it was this specific combo of values, upheld by a guy who had suffered so much, that the essay notes inspired many worldwide. His bravery wasn't just physical, it was deeply moral. And that leads us to our final section. Section 5, a legacy of courage, standing up for what is right. Mandela's legacy is one of courage and unity. This exact quote from our source just perfectly sums up everything we've been unpacking. Courage to face down apartheid and endure years in a jail cell. Unity to lead with forgiveness and bring people together once he was finally free. It's a legacy that is, for sure, still a blueprint for leadership today. Our source text leaves us with one final, incredibly powerful thought. He showed us the power of standing up for what is right. It's a great statement because it turns the focus from history directly onto us. Mandela proved that standing up for your beliefs, even against these seemingly insurmountable systems of division, can literally change the world. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this question. How are you going to use the power of standing up for what's right in your own life today? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.